Back on Loch Lubnaig. Tried to go and see the beavers, not this river, but the one over there. But I didn't see them. But my companion is enjoying other wildlife. That's not a bag that we have on his head, it's a midgie net. So he's learning what it is to be Scottish. Just recording this video in my rather untidy workshop. I'm getting ready for a trip, but I want to share some thoughts on taking young people, particularly my own family and friends, canoeing. I was out last week with my youngest, who's 5 years old, and I'm going to share just some clips and a little bit from that trip. But I want to intersperse that with what I want to share about my thoughts on taking young people out. I want to emphasise this is definitely not instructional. There's people that are far more qualified to offer that. But I want to share my thoughts, and that's along three lines. Firstly, being safe, being comfortable, and also making sure it's fun for our young people. And I'm going to do that in the wider bracket of being prepared. I'm actually preparing a bailer for my next trip, and I'll be packing and doing different things throughout this video. So join me as I share my thoughts. So just laying out my stuff. So safety seems as good a place to start as any. And again, I'm not qualified to offer advice on how to be as safe as you can, but certainly with young people, you want to make sure that you understand and know what you're doing with life jackets, PFDs, that you are understanding and aware of your own ability to rescue a situation, to resolve a situation, all of things like how far you are from shore, what you would do if you fall in, getting dry clothes and all these things. So safety is really important. I've always got a well-stocked first aid kit. I would, when I was mountaineering, take a group shelter, and I think again that's a really handy thing to have, particularly for young folks. If you just get to that kind of wet and minging stage, really good to be safe. Being comfortable is really important all the time, particularly when you're enjoying the outdoors. It's just not fun when you're soggy and damp and just having a miserable day. But particularly, again, with safety in mind, but also just making it a fun experience, I think comfort is really important. And again, that kind of goes back to being prepared, having everything that you think you might need so that you can keep your child and yourself as comfortable as possible. So whether it's seats that you take, whether it's the layers that you have to keep you at the right temperature, other things that are particularly poignant in Scotland as well, is a way to keep the midges at bay. So I'd say our approach for keeping the midges at bay is varied. Here we got our little midgie net, and then this smoking midge thing, and then we've also got our Avon Skin So Soft, which is probably about 15 years old, so it probably doesn't do much, but a nice wee spot to stop under the trees to keep out the rain. And get all our kit out. We brewed a cup of soup, and then we're going to get back in the boat. Fun. I think it's really important to make a canoe trip fun for young people, whatever age they are. Our youngest loves to take little toy cars. When I took him camping not that long ago, we had a little road drawn out on his carry mat with a Sharpie. Lots of little fun things like that you can kind of pack and prepare and take with you, little simple things. Older kids, I love getting involved with kind of photos. They particularly love taking photos and videos underwater. So just little fun things like that make it an enjoyable trip whilst they're out. To that as well, don't be slow to stop and to enjoy just throwing stones in the water. It's such a simple thing, but makes it so much fun, and the things that you do as part of the trip. So for example, I could take tea in a flask, but we've got a little kettle that we can kind of brew up with. We had kind of cup of soup type things last time around. It just makes it more enjoyable and fun and more of an adventure. And I think it just gets the kids more involved. And the wee addendum to that would be that screens have their place, particularly for example, we got about an hour's drive for us. That's what we did last week. My son was really quite excited about the prospect of watching the iPad for an hour whilst he was in the car. It was a bit of a bargaining chip as well for convincing him it was a good idea. But he had lots of fun when we were out. And I guess a special memory moment for me was when we were coming away from the other shore, where we stopped to have our kind of lunch. He just said, I really enjoyed that. And he said it was an island. It wasn't an island, it was just a shore. But in his mind, if we stop anytime canoeing, it's an island. It's not always the case. But he just said, I really enjoyed that. And that was a special moment for me as a dad. And so having all the things prepared, that we can do these things, that's fun. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm getting set for another trip with a mate, and I'm looking forward to that, and perhaps I'll share some of that with folks.
Look at that!
No, it's really far.
Went very far.
Yeah.
Nice. Right, you going to throw it in?
No, I need.
You could throw it in and I can film it underwater.
Yeah.
Right, you going to go for it?
I'm going to press that ball.
Nice. Oh, here we go. Going in to see it. Right, big thumbs up.